Brain.
Saying no. Niggas know how I'm bumming, nigga. Yeah. Fuck what a nigga say, I feel like Dre. Man, the game is sick. Suckers wanna play and load my K until that bitch click. Big stick, hanging out the bottom of my 4-5. No lie, if I whip it out, somebody gon' die. Only time you hard is on the gram when you go live. Flexing with a tube but never blam, I'ma blow mine. Won't show mine until it's go time. Nah, you can't hold mine. Yeah, I got the whole mine, I'm on the goal line. And I'm going for 6, watch me up the scope. Caught him at the stove, he was with his hoe. Had to let him know, that's your ass, you don't get it past. You reap what you sow. Why you speaking low? Speak up, boy, you been a hoe. Boy, you been a bitch, get off dick, tryna steal my drip. Look up in the air, you see me, I'm fly as bird shit. Never on no nerd shit, why you on that lame shit? You don't want no smoke, you get smoke with who you hang with. You know what I'm saying? Lame ass niggas talking about they on some gang shit. Nigga, you was a bitch, nigga. Matter of fact, nigga, you was a hoe. Nah, you ain't no hoe, cause hoes get dope. Man, you pussy ass a cat.
We fucking live, my niggas.
Tell him free to act. Dealing free a rat, you know he told how you sleep with.
Heart2Start Fantasy Podcast. JD, you can hear me?
Just I hear you live and direct, bruh.
Mic check. Fantasy Podcast.
1, 2.
Week 7 recap. You know, we're going to give y'all a little quick rundown what happened this week in the big week 7. Every week is big, though. And then we'll break and jump right back on and give y'all another one with the wire rankings, wire talk, you know, as we like to say. JD, what's good?
Man, what's happening to the Heart2Start fellas, man, the community, man, you know, just the fantasy community in general, man. We back, little breakage, you know, that's not a motherfucking word, but it's a word tonight. You know what I mean? We just trying to get back on track. The train derailed for a few little hot seconds, but yeah, we back, man, 100%. What's going on with you over there, fella?
Oh man,
you going for the Braves or is you going for the motherfucking Astros? Why you got that hat on? Let the people know.
Man, you know, I really don't care. I just want to see a good series. I actually got a little screen. I was checking on the score right now. It's looking ugly, but man, the Braves ain't coming to play, man. They coming into your house. You know what I'm saying? Making themselves real comfortable. You know, doing big things, you know, since 99. Hey, crazy story. I remember the World Series in 99 because I don't know for what reason, but I for sure was watching it. Pops was watching that shit and them niggas was chanting. He lived on 33rd in 99, right?
Yeah. I was 18 years old. That's my senior year in high school is 99. Definitely.
I was watching it over there.
Oh, everything. Peter Jones and Andrew Jones.
I remember that for sure. But yeah, you know, hey, it's the halfway point. We almost to the trade deadline. You know, fantasy's looking good for me these days. You know, I'm in the playoffs in every single league except Heart2Start. I'm battling my way back. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get back. We'll see. You know, 14 team. That's a tough league, man. Shout out to everybody in the Heart2Start 14 for real. But yeah, other than that, you know, either second place, first place. You know, in most of my leagues, and you know, essentially, you just want to get to that bye if you are blessed enough to be having a good record where you're not scrounging for wins. You want to win every game, don't get me wrong, but it get more desperate. You keep racking up losses going into the must-win games, you know. Bymageddon was last week. Bymageddon was crazy. It was people in people's lineups that, you know, you'll be like, whoa, you know, 6 teams are on bye. It's not that bad this week, but you know,
only 2 teams is on bye this week.
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. If you in fantasy right now, and even if you at the bottom, I got a few tips for everybody before we get started. If you at the very bottom,
I can't say that I am what my co-host is in the playoffs in every league right now. It's one league I done took. My bad. I'm trying to pick up this cap, my beer cap, but I done lost 4 straight, which is in the ALB. I started off 3-0, and I'm like the motherfucking the Denver Broncos and the motherfucking Carolina Panthers right now. You know, I done dropped my last 3, my last 4. You know, the Panthers and the Panthers and the Broncos, they only dropped 3 in a row. But you know, here it is. I ain't had no bye yet. Ain't no buys for me in fantasy. You know,
If you would have only won 1 or 2 games at the beginning, though, instead of winning 3 straight, you'd be in worse position. So at least that's a good thing.
No, definitely. But you know, just to say, you know, before coming into this week, I had lost 2 straight or 3 straight, and I was still in 6th place, just based on the performance of my team and the points that I was putting up. But yet here it is going into week 8, and me dropping my 4 straight in a row, you know, and having multiple players on bye weeks, you know what I mean? Even though that ain't no excuse, we wasn't able to put it together. You know what I mean? That shit hurts. And in the Ashy, that shit hurt. You know, I dropped to 2-5 in the 14 team. I lost to you this week, even though that puts me 4-3. You know what I mean? And I thought I was hot in that league for sure. But
Which one? The Heart2Start Dynasty?
No, the 14 team.
Oh yeah, man! Look, when
the 14 team, you got me. You. I mean,
I needed that. 3-4. I was about to be 2-5, bro. 2-6 or whatever it is. Hey, when I set my lineup the beginning of the week before it started, and the projections, you know, projections don't always mean nothing, but it was like 150 to 120 something you in the favor of you. I was like, oh boy, I had busted the everybody trade. Good.
But I had busted the trade earlier that week or in the middle of the week, sending off AJ, Ryan Tannehill, and somebody else for Brady, Singletary, and Julio.
Oh, I missed that.
Definitely. And so, because in the whole first 7 weeks, I hadn't had no quarterback. I was banking on Tannehill and Sam Darnold. You know what I mean? And fucking I was able to going into this week, I was 4-2. Just jumped into 6th place in that league. You know what I mean? And the quarterback was my weakest spot. I got King Henry. I had CD. I had Mark Andrews, which I had just shipped off. But I had Gesicki. You know what I mean? Mikey G. Shout out to Mikey G. You know what I mean? I got Bateman. I got a nice little core over there in the 14-team league. That's why I was able to go get rid of Mark Andrews, who had been balling 3 TDs straight in 3 games or 4 TDs in 4 straight games. Shit like that, but I traded with Sutter Suckers, aka
Tip.
No, not Tip, the other boy.
Oh, Brandon.
Brandon. He's a Sutter Sucker. Oh, everything. But I sent him Tannehill and AJ, and that little double up, he probably got the win this week, and he was at the bottom. You know what I mean? So
So basically, you lost this week because you traded AJ Brown.
No, not at all. What had me lost, which I don't know, I can't remember what the final score is that I chose my heart in Ayuk going into this Sunday's game and not starting Bateman. You know what I mean? Even though I don't think that 15 would have had matter because DK hit for an 84-yard play. And I think the game was only a 3-point game going into yesterday's game. 100%. So that DK touchdown, 84, gave me like 18, 19 points. You know what I mean?
Man, they ruled my running back out before I had Stevenson playing. They ruled him out. I was lucky Hasty was on the wire, and all he did was give me 4, but them 4 mattered.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to start crazy.
Just like how Cuzzo was starting the shit off, though, is that even though, you might be 2-5, 3-4, or even 1-6, if you go ahead and get proactive and try and maneuver some shit, finagle some shit, this shit's not over. It's a 17-game season this year, y'all.
It's crazy. Right before we start, I'm in 10 leagues, and my worst record is 3-4, and it's only in 1 league. The rest of my leagues, I'm over 500, and I won 10 out of 10 leagues. 9 out of 10 leagues last week. I've been winning 7 out of 10 every week all year. So it's been good so far for me. I'm just hoping to keep this momentum going. I
Well,
busted
shout
a
out
good
to
trade.
you, man.
I busted a good trade in the ALB today. Remember when the Patriots was killing their defense was going crazy a couple years ago, 4 years ago? Bills are them 2.0. You know what I'm saying?
So what was your trade? I missed that.
I gave BJ Jameis Winston for the Bills D. Bills D going crazy. You got any
Who the
comments for
fuck
that
is his
trade?
quarterback? Why is he
He
trading
had
the Eagles
Darnold.
for Oh, Sam. Oh, okay.
He
And
had
plus,
Darnold.
he got Kelsey and Tyreek. And coming off that game on Sunday, he's feeling like
He's in the dump and he needs to do something playing Darnold. Darnold been getting him negative and he's still been putting up points. But let's get to it, man. We got the Heart2Start Week 7 recap. That's what we going on today. Go ahead and follow us on that Instagram. And in the meantime, Thursday game, first one was Denver 14, Cleveland 17. Hey, Dearness, is he a thing or is he a 1 week rental handcuff type player? Because they're using 2 running backs.
I would say he's just a Avis, Enterprise. Who I fuck with? Because shout out to my sister, fucking Marjorie. I got a rental for her, and she fucked my Enterprise joint off. You know what I mean? I can't think of the other joints. You know what I mean? Right
Fox
now,
rental,
huh?
Fox rental.
Man, I can't think of who, but yet you know what I mean.
Budget.
Nick Chubb might be rumored to be back. We got Hunt on the IR for at least another 2 weeks. You know what I mean. But shout out to the motherfuckers that was able to bust that move on Ernest and put him in your roster and go get that 24 points that he put up. 146 yards, 1 tut on a Thursday night where we really don't see too many fantasy points going into the 25 plus points on a Thursday night. So shout out to the motherfuckers that done that. 100%. But you ain't throwing him in your lineup this week if Nick Chubb is back. That's for sure.
He's one of them stashes that you stash if you got Nick Chubb or Hunt, because they're going to use 2 running backs. So chances are they don't want to overload. It already came out that when Chubb wasn't going to play, they were worried that they were going to overload Hunt, and they ended up overloading them. They both were banged up a little bit, so they're always going to use 2 running backs. We know Chubb. I'm not saying that as a knock against Chubb, but I'm saying Dearness might be somebody to hold on to. You're not starting him. You're starting him if it's just him and Chubb playing. Obviously, Hunt's not playing this week, so you may get away with being able to start him in these next couple of weeks. But, he's just a temporary dart, though. Shit, I had to play Hasty on a bye week, so it's no telling what people's situation is.
No, definitely. So, my only thing is just that the receptions wasn't there. I think he only had 3 targets, for a couple yards. So if Nick Chubb is there, it's kind of hard to want to throw him in at your flex just based on that the targets wasn't there on Thursday night. Maybe they might not have to target him as much just based on how much the run game was going. But yet, if Nick Chubb is 100%, you might want to reconsider trying to throw him in at your flex. But yeah, you definitely want to hold on to him, especially since Hunt is on the IR for at least another 2 weeks.
Yeah. Case Keenum. Nobody was playing Baker, but if you're in Superflex League, I would hold on to Keenum if you picked him up this last week, just because I don't think Baker's going to last. With his injury, they lose a couple more games. In the next even 5 games, if they look like they're not going to be in it, which the way Cincinnati and Baltimore are playing, I doubt that Cleveland even has a chance. But I would hold on to Case Keenum in Superflex leagues, just for that QB that could be playing down the line, because he still was pretty decent. Go ahead.
I agree with that. You know what I mean, but coming off a 10-day rest, even if Baker don't play this Sunday, he will be back the following Sunday. You know what I mean? Even though it's a little bit more going on in the non-throwing shoulder, but yet this is a make it or break it, or a pay or not pay season for Baker right now. So I'm pretty sure that the Browns want to see what he can do within in these last 7 to 8 games. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely I would still hold on to him just in case that first game back. Oh, he falls on that left shoulder. Boom, he done for the rest of the season. And you got Keenum, on a humbug, just like how I had Taylor Heineke in 2 leagues on a humbug, and there it is there. You know what I mean? So, especially in the super flex, definitely. Yes, sir.
Yeah. On the Denver side, Sutton continues to put up double digits. It was only 11, but it was a low scoring game. One of those Thursday night ones that you hate that you're watching. It was good. Luckily, it was baseball on, but it ended up being a pretty good game. But Sutton continues to do what he do. Javonte Williams is somebody that, hey, Winter back, man. I'm trying to tug Javonte. Hopefully you don't have to start him, but Javonte he's getting the target, 7 targets, 6 catches, had a reception touchdown. And even Melvin Gordon is still a person desperately you can throw in. They're both playing. But I think as the season gets down and they're out of contention, it's going to be feed Javonte because they're not even signing. Melvin Gordon doesn't have a deal. He'll be gone. So Javonte is somebody you want to start grabbing. Winner back.
Yeah. That's a trade target, but coming off this game right here, you might have to pay a little bit of a premium for him if you don't already have him on your roster. But yet, it's a little anomaly. The receptions only went for 39 yards, 40 yards, and if he didn't score, he wouldn't have had them points like that. So,
but he giving you 8, 9 points on, and I'm talking about somebody that's in a running back need, because
no, definitely.
the opportunity is there. If I start James Conner because I have to, I feel the same way about starting Javonte Williams.
Yeah, but James Conner has fallen in the end zone for the last 4 games.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Definitely. And we talked about it the last time we was on. Is James Conner a must start? And I said definitely he is because of the opportunity that he's getting in the red zone. 100%. And James Conner, like I said, three games with 3 TDs for sure. Falling in. 100%.
Yeah. Let's talk about KC and Tennessee. KC looks bad again. Tennessee just beat the Bills and the Chiefs. Chiefs ain't really, but Mahomes, obviously this is his worst game of the season. You're not worried about Mahomes. Tyreek Hill, you're not worried about. Kelsey, you're not worried about. You just got to deal with it as it comes. I guess you could say the good thing is they're probably going to be playing down a lot the way they've been playing and that defense is playing. But who knows? They'll get it together and probably run some games off. But on the Tennessee side, Julio hurt again. There's really nobody relevant except Henry over there. AJ Brown looked better this week. I won't say that.
So that
I think that's a sell high for me right now.
That TD, that TD that he caught, it was constructed for him to go ahead and go get that. The way Tannehill didn't even look no other way because that was the only game that was on at that point in time. And so when they came out that huddle, fucking Tannehill knew exactly where he was going, bro, and he completely just shitted on whoever the corner was. And so when AJ went in and out the lineup with having the shits, having a hamstring, whatever the fuck he's had for the first 6 games, and going ahead to see him put up 7 receptions for 130 yards in a tut, I think this is where he kind of gets hot at, and it shows in his previous seasons where, oh yeah, I didn't been limpy once for the first 4-5 games, but come after the 6th, 7th week, I turn up. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, AJ Brown falls into 2 categories: sell high or buy low, depending on how your team is constructed. Yeah, he had a good game this week, but you still kind of preaching to the owner, look, man, you better sell him while he's doing something, man. Come on, let me I want to go get AJ Brown. On the flip side, if I already been making moves to get my team better because of how bad he was playing, or there's like I'll give you an example. In Ashy, I have 4 good wide receivers, I think 3 good wide receivers. And I want to play all 3 of them no matter what. So trading away one of them would make more sense than trying to trade for another receiver because I already got 3 good ones. Does that make sense? So with AJ Brown, depending on how I was constructing my team, I might try to go package him up with something to get a better running back if I need a better second running back. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of receivers that have been out there. And if you had AJ Brown with him missing games, you might have found one already. So judge what you want to do. But all the leagues I don't have him, I've been trying to get him. All the leagues I have, I've been trying to see what I can get. And that's just, it goes both ways with some of these players that have hot starts and then they get off a couple games. 16 and 27 back to back. He's on fire right now. It's either you're going to keep it going or, he going to hand me again. You know what I'm saying? One or the other.
In my opinion, I think they're going to keep it going just based on where they're at in their division and the 2 teams that they have knocked off, with it being the Bills the week before and Kansas City this week. You know what I mean? And Derrick Henry not having that 40-point game this prior week. You know what I mean? They're showing you that they can attack any other team in different ways. And AJ Brown has had that track record of coming on strong in the middle of the season, going into the end of the season. So definitely. Yeah, I'm fucking with it. Yeah, shout out to AJ and shout out to the Tennessee Titans for what they're doing and where they're at right now in their division and just in the AFC as a whole, knocking off the 2 big dogs in the conference. Yes, sir.
Y'all mess with me on Twitter, man. I'm gonna be sending some lock picks that I think are locks, and I picked Tennessee 2 weeks in a row because even against the Bills, I picked them against the Bills. Believe it or not. Green Bay 24, Washington football team 10. Antonio Gibson. What are you doing with him right now? The value is low. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't do too much with it. You can't do if you got Gibson, you need to be trying to go pay that premium for young JD. My name happens to be the same. I come from the pedigree of a JD. You know what I mean? And I feel that what we bring to the table, is higher in value than what these other motherfuckers might be in our circumference. So JD end up out snapping, bruh, a whole lot to a whole lot or a whole little, but yet it's also that Gibson has been playing with a broken bone in his shin. So that's why the reason he's not getting that. But yet, we've seen what McKissick has done when he's given the opportunity. So if I am a Gibson owner, I need to go get that. I need to go pay that premium to not have that displacency in my lineup because I took Gibson at the end of the first round, beginning of the second round, or in the middle of the second round, if I wasn't able to go get him as my cup. So, let me go get him so I'm not missing out on them points in my lineup, especially because the way that running back is so thin.
Yeah, no, I'm with you for sure. Someone offered me Gibson. Someone offered you Gibson for Allen in our home league. Sound like I wasn't feeling that. You're a running back quarter. Somebody offered you Gibson, or they got Gibson.
So what it was is that the nigga Reg, shout out to fucking Beware, fuck you Ware, he sent me Keenan. He wants Keenan Allen for Gibson, and I hit the decline on that quickly.
You got Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I got Keenan Allen from Woodrow.
See, send him over here. But see, I can't use Keenan Allen because I'd rather start Deontay Johnson, Jefferson, all 3 of my wide receivers. I'd rather start over him. And that's why I was saying, receivers was hot this year to me. It was easy to get a whole bunch of receivers, but not so you turning that down easy because you don't believe in Gibson. Beginning of the year, you're not turning it down, though.
Cousin, this ain't the beginning of the year. So when the nigga sent me that, he tagged me in the chat. Go check it out. So I said, let me go look at your DD's offer. And then once I looked at the DD's offer, nigga, I hit the decline on that motherfucker, bruh. Quickly.
Hey, Green Bay and Washington, right? So McLaurin still quarterback proof, even though he's had a couple bad games, but he's in the top 10 of wide receivers right now.
So the last game that Washington, when we was on, I was like, sit T-Mac, bruh. I was like sitting just based on he's going to be the focal point of the Kansas City game. Was it the Kansas City game? I can't remember. I'm like sitting.
And he had 6.
And he had 6, 8 points, whatever it was, bruh. But yet, when he came and did his thing this week, like how you said, quarterback proof, defense proof, he did his motherfucking thing, bruh. And shout out to Heineke, bruh. I'm fucking with Heineke, bruh, 100%, bruh.
Did you see the trade I just did in the Dynasty League with Scary Terry in it?
No, I didn't see it.
You missed that one? We'll get back to that one. What other
in
things?
What dynasty?
In the Heart2Start Dynasty, me and BJ,
No, I didn't see that, bro.
I got the number 2 running back in the league right now. Sorry, y'all, to sidetrack. This is the recap, though. You know, the recap show. Shout out to everybody in the Heart2Start Dynasty. I got a Scary Terry, Swift, and Hunter Henry, and I gave up Tyreek Hill, Hawkinson, and Dobbins.
Damn. And who was that with? Who was that with?
BJ. I was missing a running back. All I had was Najee. Now I got Najee, Swift, Scary Terry, Godwin, Ridley, Jamar Chase. It's going down, man. 4-3. I'm trying to come back and make it run, man.
Yeah, BJ was desperate, though.
Yeah,
he was down there at the bottom as well.
Well, he had that Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill,
Cam Akers.
But look, right,
missing out on Akers.
So we is gonna talk about more on the wire ranking of Tanyan. I don't believe in Tanyan, but the fact that Aaron Rodgers is going to lose Devontae Adams this week due to COVID, and Lazard is going to be on the IR. This is Aaron Jones back on track, explosion game, and Tanyan. Possibly, streaming tight ends is hard right now. I don't believe in Tanyan, but one more week, you can play him on Thursday night if that's what you need to do. AJ Dillon experiment, is it over? People were having them in their lineups just, based on the workload. Is the AJ Dillon experiment over? Because I think they've been kind of resting Aaron Jones a little bit, and once we hit that home stretch, they're gonna unleash him.
I mean, it would be best for him because of how proven he is and what he's done in the league so far. Definitely, for the first few weeks, it was a 60-40 split. You know what I mean? 70-30 split to where you could have played AJ, but as of lately, which I was one of the ones that had to play him last week, forced to it, and he gave me a -1 in the ALB. That shit hurt hurt like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's looking like it's the Aaron Jones show for sure.
For sure. Let's jump into the Cincinnati and Baltimore. I was calling this one. I said, listen, Cincinnati. I told everybody in the chat that I knew that had any type of Baltimore or whatever, Cincinnati was going to do this one. They playing hard, man. They ready. They ready. I don't know what they're going to do after this point, but that's a division foe. It's going to be to go and put 41-6, 17 on them. They was like a 7-point underdog, 6-point underdog. Man, come on. Cincy ain't playing. And the biggest thing that stood out to me, they letting Joe Burrow get active a little more and more. He was coming back from the ACL. Obviously, they couldn't take it slow with him because in Cincy, you can't afford to start off slow. But, man, Burrow, Higgins, 15 targets. Hey, Jamar Chase, how high is he going next year? Is he going to be in the first round next year? First round draft pick, Jamar Chase?
Negative, just based on what the running backs.
He's gonna go where Jefferson was going this year.
That's what I was just about to say. Just if you would look at where Jefferson did last year and where he went this year, which wasn't the first round pick, but he was a high second round, mid second round pick, and it's just because it's a 12. If it's a 12-team league and it's not a super flex, it's going to be a lot of running backs always first 7, 8 picks. You know what I mean? And you got the three behind that, which will be Tyreek, Devontae, whatever else. But he's definitely gonna be high up there coming next year. And just based on the connection that he's showing with his boy that he won the national championship with, definitely. I mean, where the real question is just like how Wood is saying, Burrow is for real. How high are you willing to take Burrow? Because not only that is Jamar Chase is putting up 800 yards in his first 7 games, which is a rookie record, but Burrow got, however X many yards that he got in the first 7 games. So you give them another season under that. With that, how high is Burrow going?
Hey, Higgins right now is a buy low candidate for me. He's a buy low. He ain't really been.
He's a great DFS play this week for me, especially going into this Jets game.
15 targets. Even though it only amounted to whatever it amounted to, Chase is the real deal.
60 yards.
But depending on how your team is, Higgins, he ain't took off yet. And
he's a great DFS play, and he's very low because Jamar Chase is right under fucking Cooper Kupp as the top wide receiver. So go get Higgins, 100%.
Hey, I do just to throw this out there if everybody, it is wire night, and shit, man, goddamn, Deshaun Watson. They say Miami reached an agreement that they will do a trade with him. They have to find out what the league will do, and the league already came out and said that they don't have enough to put Deshaun Watson on the exempt list, and they're going to stay out of it. So Deshaun Watson should be a Miami Dolphin in the next few weeks.
Well, it's only one more week of the trade deadline, so it ain't a few weeks.
Well, I mean, wise, Fantasy wise, he get his weekend. It's gonna take him a couple weeks to be able to be playing in the game.
They gonna throw his ass straight to the fucking fire.
Look like JD's is frozen a little bit right now. JD, you might gotta go. JD, you might gotta go out and come back in. It's breaking up a little bit. I'll move on to really Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman's back. I mean, off injury, it's just going to pick up. It's going to start picking up right now. You know what I'm saying? As far as Bateman goes, he's going to – sorry, y'all, we got technical difficulties going on right now. Bateman going to take off just like people are going to get Kadarius Toney right now and stuff like that. Bateman is also the guy. He's going to slowly but surely, he's that big target that they like to throw in, and he's going to be the other side of the big play, Hollywood Brown. And we see what the Ravens are doing right now. They're amping it up, and they're throwing a lot more, not just throwing a lot more, but they're throwing, with actual weapons and actual people to be reliable, and getting Bateman back is going to be big for them. Big for them. Sorry, y'all. We got to get JD back in here. We got a question. Let's see. Bateman, a hot wire target. We're going to talk about him when we get to this wire talk for sure. He'll be somebody that we're going to give y'all. Let's go to the next one. Cincinnati, though. Mixon, I'm not worried about Mixon. Mixon is winner back. He's definitely not somebody. Mixon is definitely not somebody that you want to go get. I'm not saying go get them because of the type of people that they're going to be playing this year. They got a lot more tough games.
Saying no. Niggas on home, nigga. Yeah. Fuck what a nigga say, I feel like Dre. Man, the game is thick. Suckers wanna play and load my K until that bitch click. Big stick hanging out the bottom of my 4-5. No lie, if I whip it out, somebody gon' die. Only time you hard is on the gram when you go live. Flexing with a tube but never blam, I'ma blow mine. Won't show mine until it's go time. Nah, you can't hold mine. Yeah, I got the whole mine. I'm on the goal line and I'm going for 6. Watch me up the scope. Caught him at the stove. He was with his hoe. Had to let him know. That's your ass. You don't get it past. You reap what you sow. Why you speaking low? Speak up. Boy, you been a hoe. Boy, you been a bitch. Get off dick. Tryna steal my drip. Look up in the air. You see me, I'm fly as bird shit. Never on no nerd shit. Why you on that lame shit? You don't want no smoke. You get smoke with who you hang with. You know what I'm saying? Lame ass niggas talking about they in some gang shit. Nigga, you was a bitch, nigga. Matter of fact, nigga, you was a hoe. Nah, you ain't no hoe, cause hoes get dope. Man, your pussy ass a cat.
We fucking lied, my niggas.
Tell him free to act. Dealing free a rat. You know he told how you sleep with.
We back. Can you hear me, Jay?
Yeah, I think my shit, bruh.
Check 1, 2, 1.
Fuck Comcast. You're not fucking with Comcast no more, bruh. We got AT&T.
Can you hear
high
me?
speed. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this podcast Comcast, but from here on out at the house, I'm not doing Comcast.
Hey y'all, we're gonna take a break, right? We're gonna jump back. We're gonna give y'all some more of these matchup talks. We're having technical difficulties. We'll give you some more matchup talk and go straight in the wire because we know it's 9 o'clock and the wire night is tonight.